Hey guys, how are you? We're going to paint today. So I'm going to be doing a black canvas. I'm just mixing up the last of my paints. I have a couple colors that I decided to add last minute. I try to mix up my paints like beforehand, so I'm not, doing this now because it's just fun. It's definitely makes it more of a fun process when you just dive right in than when you're having to mix paints, because that's the kind of boring part, but it's part of the process. And I guess the trick of it, and what I've been learning through this whole process is to understand how to mix the paint, because that's part of the hardest part, is understanding the consistency and how important that is, and making sure there's not too much water, that's not too thick. I think part of my problem is getting impatient with some of my paints and not mixing it properly. Like, you're supposed to mix it to the consistency of warm honey. And right now I'm getting a little bit I'm having an issue with my silver. Whatever. It's not thick enough. I watered it down a little too much. So you just got to keep stirring it, and you want it to be not thick. You don't want it to be thin. You just kind of want it to be that in the middle. You know, I try to, like, I'm finding with the black that it gets like pillowy, meaning like it leaves like a lump almost when you're doing it. So you just gotta, I think the most important part is to make sure that that the paint is in the right consistency, because and just to let everybody know, all these plastic things will be reused. I will wash them again and use them again, so they're not going to get thrown out. They are, I try to make sure that I am eco-friendly in my painting, and unless it's cracked and it can't hold the paint anymore, I will reuse it. So I don't believe in wasting paint, so sometimes sometimes I can't help it. Sometimes it's just leftover paint, and maybe for time reasons or whatever. Thanks for being here. I may just dump it. Okay, so I'm gonna do black as the whole entire background, so I'm just gonna pour that on right now. So I love using spoons. Spoons are so awesome because they carry the paint in the spoon against, like, you can literally like scoop it up and carry it to another space. It's just an efficient way of working with it. And oh yes, if you are working with black, you are going to want to wear gloves, because the black paint don't play. It's just, it doesn't come off easily, and if it gets underneath your fingernails, it is super yuck. So I'm just, let me take this out of the way so you guys can see. I'm just taking my spoon and scooping it and moving it along. You can blow dry it, but I found that with this black especially, I was getting a lot of splatters all over the place. And yesterday when I was at Michelle's, I ended up cleaning her floor half the time, and that's not fun. I want to paint. I don't want to clean the floor. Like, she's like, clean the floor, Cinderella. I know. I was like, okay. But Michelle, I'd pretty much do anything for her. I don't care, as long as I'm with her. It doesn't. I could be cleaning the floor and I'd be happy. So, and plus too, when you're using the gloves, it makes it so much easier to spread the paint. I'm just gonna unhook. I have a couple. I think I have a pair here. I have a pair of gloves here that my mom, the mom that I teach ESL, had a box of them, and she so graciously gave me a pair. So definitely, these gloves are awesome. I do try to reuse them if I possibly can, because I don't want to waste or make any extra garbage. But this is a little bit easier to use for, say, getting the sides of your canvas. And because it's black, it kind of is tough to clean up, because it just, and like I said, it gets really on underneath your fingernails, and then you just look like you have dirty fingernails, which is gross. I will quite often tell people that I do not paint my fingernails, because number one, now I'm going to get paint all over it, but there is a faction of health that you can maintain from not having your nails done because the UV light goes through your nails. You can actually gain vitamins from not having nail polish when the UV hits your fingernails. So, you know, having an issue with my autoimmune system and my thyroid is giving me problems lately. I'm gonna need all the help I can get, and so I decided to stop painting my nails because it was better for me health-wise to keep the paint off. So I have stopped. And so anyway, back to black. You want to just make sure you're spreading it evenly, so there's no like spots. And then you can start making your puddles. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm just gonna wash this off. I will be right back. Who's on with me? Hey, Father Jim, how are you? All right, I'm just gonna wash my hands off. I'll be right back. Okay. Especially if I want to reuse that. And this is another thing that I did in my kitchen. I took old towels and I repurposed them for rags, and they're great for this. Hey, Robert C. Stern, how are you? So I'm gonna make my so I'm gonna shake this up just a little bit. I'm gonna, oh, there's a spoon in here already. Oh, hooray. So this is the spoon from yesterday. So I'm gonna start with blue. I'm gonna make a blue puddle. And it's very important, like one of the problems that I had also is that I was using two different types of mediums in my painting. So in other words, I had one painting with water and polyurethane and glue, and the other one with just glue, so that kind of makes it kind of funky. So if you can stick with the same kind of mediums, like if it's just paint and water, then that's even better, because then it'll give you, like, it'll allow you to create something that is consistent. So, and yesterday I was finding that the paint was weirdly jumping, and it just did it again. It does this weird jumpy thing. It's so bizarre. So today I'm working on like a lot of blues. So I'm just gonna see what these blues, and it's just so weird the way the paint just kind of jumps. So I'm using, this is from Golden. This dark blue is from a company called Golden, and they were kind enough to give me samples. So I am excited to, I want to do, I'm just going to leave this over. So I'm excited to show that to you. So, and I'm excited to use it. So now we take this puddle and we take the black and we're going to go around it. There we go. And we're going to flood it. We're just going to flood it over with the hairdryer. I just found that's not good. Hold on. A hair just came into my painting. That is not good. Come on. Did it come out? Can't see. It is stuck in there good. What the heck? That little sucker does not want to come out. I guess I must have taken it out. I don't see it anymore. Fudge. Okay, so. See, now you gotta be careful. Control is everything. When you're using the hairdryer, if you can't control it, it just sucks. I started liking it, and then I started not liking it. I tried to pull away, and then this is when the funk comes, which I don't like. So now I'm just torching it. It looks very pretty. And my blowtorch is acting funky, which is not fun. For some reason, it's not working for me properly, which really stinks. It's like coming out, and then it's not coming out. This is really pretty. All right, so now I'm going to blow it out the other way. That is really, really pretty. Okay, in love, in major love. That was minimal splashage. Yeah, splashage. That is really pretty. So I'm going to get my straw so that I can blow it out a little bit, because I'll make some lacing from this. This is very, very pretty. that's pretty. That's beautiful. That is just delicious. Okay, so I am going to just kind of play a little bit with this, just so I can spread this out a little, because I'm seeing that part of it is bare on this end. So I'm not going to go too crazy, so nobody scream at me on the other end. But I do want to just explore the rich color of this, because you can see, oh, there's such beautiful metallics in this, and if I pull it just a little tiny bit over the edge, then it'll spread it out so you can see. That is really, 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 really pretty. I'm excited, everybody. And I have a little bit of blank space on this. Oh, I can't do that. Hold on. I am just going to add more black on this end. There's a little bit of like black. The canvas kind of peeks through a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of black on here. I'm not going to stretch it because that's just too pretty. I'm not going to risk it. I have a little bit here that I'm going to put on this edge. Yeah, sometimes it's not worth it. I've pulled it before and then it just ruins it. This is so, so pretty. I wish you guys all could be here in person so you can see it, because it's so pretty. If I can put a little bit over here. I think I'm just going to cover this over in black. Yeah, that is very pretty. And it's got a lot of pretty, let's see if I could even pour some of this over it. I want this to remain negative space, because it's just going to take, it's going to take away from the luster of the other spot. So I'm just going to try to create it just black. Let's go and mix this in here. Sometimes negative space is good. It doesn't have to always be colorful, because then it brings out the other sides that are gorgeous. So just gonna touch a little bit over here, because I'm starting to see some canvas come through. And when you have a black like this, you can't have the canvas, you know, it just doesn't look as nice. This really came out pretty. I'm very excited about this. Very excited about this. So I'm just going to add a little bit more black so that it's thick enough so that the canvas doesn't pop through, because this is very pretty. What do you think, guys? Hey, Swapna. This is beautiful. I'm loving this. Okay. And I'm just going to add a little bit of black over here, because I want to have my negative space over here. I just really do. Sorry, guys. All right, so I love that. That is just so pretty. I'm so excited. All right, so this is, let me take my gloves off and I'll bring it over here so you guys can actually see. Hey, Patty, I made a really pretty one, girl. Hold on. Just hold on. I'm going to take my glove off so I can get my phone so I can bring it over. This one's really pretty. I just want to do one really quick thing. I want to see if I can get this damn thing to work. I need my thing to work. Come on. I think it may have gotten damaged in some. I think it may have gotten damaged in, because I'm not seeing. It comes out initially and then it goes, then it disappears back in. It's so weird. It's so weird. It like comes out and then it just doesn't. Annoying. All right, hold on. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me just grab the phone. Hold on, Patty. Stay with me. Give me a sec. How do I get you out of this phone without disconnecting you? Hold on. Come on. All right, so, oops. Rotate your phone. I did. Okay, hold on. Come on, flip around. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? It's really, really pretty. It's beautiful. Now this is using the golden paint. And it's incredible when you use really good paints versus crappy paints. Now, thank you. I am using Artist Loft for the white and the black, and then the golden paint, and then also this Americana Deco. And then I think a little bit of Artist Loft it's really, really pretty. It's really pretty. I'm very happy with it. That is one of my blacks. So I'm going to try this again because I want one to sell and one to keep. Because this is just way too pretty to give away, you know? Although, you know. Hey, Bree. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys all being here. I'm just saying hi. Hey, Brianna. So this is the way it came out. What do you think? She's a beauty. She's a beauty. Yeah, it came out really, really nice. This is definitely one of my favorites. I just have to get a little bit better control of the hair dryer. Sometimes I put too much paint down on the canvas and it kind of gets out of control. But this one's gorgeous. I'm loving it. Look at all the design and the shimmer. Thank you. I'm loving this color. So I used turquoise, silver, this golden paint, that's Artist Loft, and then the black and the white from Artist Loft over here. So, yeah, it's beautiful. Get right in it. It's gorgeous. It's even more beautiful in person. So it's going to take a couple days to dry. I'll probably put it down in the basement for about 3 days. And you can see some of the cells are starting to pop out. It's really, really pretty. Very happy with this painting. All right, guys, let me go get cleaned up, and I will make another canvas to start all over again. Bye.